You're watching Tylor TV and I'm here with Dave Callan. Dave, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good.
Now you're a comedian who was originally from Ireland but then came to Australia at the age of 15,
Yeah.
right? What
Yeah.
made you come to Australia?
I wasn't a comedian who came over, I was just a person then. I was just like a dude. And then my parents were like, oh, we're gonna go to this whole other country. And I was like, oh, I've seen it on Home and Away and Neighbours, so I thought, oh, why not? That looks quite pleasant. And so I didn't have to do a big exam that was coming up, so that was another bonus. So yeah, we came to Australia in 1990, and then I started doing comedy when I hit uni, so about 1993. Started going to the comedy clubs and doing stuff. Yeah, with my mouth. Stuff with my mouth.
Now, aside from your comedy, you're also known for your dancing. I've seen you dance.
Yeah.
You did the Single Ladies and then also another one where you did some Bollywood dancing. Did you do all that choreography yourself?
No, I copied it off the original videos. So like I went to the Single Ladies video and just copied the choreography. That's kind of the joke. It's the fact that I committed to it 100% and got all the moves. And I got someone who teaches. She teaches like Hens Nights how to do Single Ladies, and so I got her to teach me all the moves, and then nailed it. And I think it's the incongruity of being big and hairy and kind of nailing that very feminine choreography. And that kind of makes people laugh.
So, when you arrived here in New Zealand, did you take a cab from the airport?
I got in a wee shuttle bus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because the reason I was going to ask you is because there's a joke that you did about cabs where you go to the first one and do that.
Oh, yeah.
Have you actually done that?
No. A friend of mine has who's he's a punk, and so that he did that joke in real life, and apparently it worked quite well for him. He quite enjoyed it because of the way he looks. Yeah.
So from the jokes that you tell, how much of it is actually real and how much of it is fabricated?
Well, most of it's real. I mean, I guess you'd put me in the category of observational comic, so a lot of the stuff I do is just real observations, and then, some of it's kind of embellished or twisted or, made bigger and better than life to have a humorous effect. But I would say, like 95% of it is real, 5% embellishments. And
you are quite well known for being on Rove Live. What was that experience like?
That was great. I mean, he's a lovely guy and a great interviewer, and he's off in the States now doing bits and pieces. But it was great doing work with him over in Australia for so many years. And we grew up together. He was in Perth starting comedy when I started comedy. So yeah, so it's been such a great journey we've both gone on. And yeah, I look forward to seeing him again, but we don't get to hang out much anymore because he's over stateside.
And you were his groomsman at his first wedding with Belinda. What was that like?
Oh yeah, it was great. I mean, because he's such a loved human being, and I know his family from Perth, so it was just like another wedding, but with lots of kind of laughs and lots of love. So it was. It's great when you go to the wedding of someone who's a really good friend. It makes all the difference rather than if you kind of tag along as a +1 to somebody else's wedding. But it's also good. But there's something about going to a really good friend's wedding that makes it magical.
Now you're also known for being on the radio on Triple J. How did that all come about?
Oh, I used to do radio when I was in uni. Like when I started doing comedy, Rove used to do a little radio show on community kind of radio, and I went along and I did a bit of that, and that was good fun. And then when I moved over to Melbourne, I met the Triple J people at a party, and I told them about this crazy radio show I used to do. And then 2 years went by where nothing happened, and then 2 years later they rang me up and went, hey, remember that idea? We want you to do that idea. And I was like, remind me again, because it had been 2 years. So, but yeah, they said you said this and this, and I had been very drunk, but then like it made sense, and I did it for 5 years. It's good.
Now you used to do the 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. slot. What was that like?
That's horrible any night of the week except the weekend. And so I was lucky I was doing it on a Saturday night. So then it becomes like a weird wonderland of freaks and funny people. So yeah, so it was really hard at first, but then it became really awesome because the content was incredible. Like the amount of crazy people that would ring in with funny stuff to say. Like people ringing up to say they'd been abducted by aliens, and you know they'd woken up in the middle of the freeway and just stuff like that. So I miss it. It was a wonderful shift. I wouldn't recommend doing it on a Tuesday though.
Now back to Rove Live, there was lots of funny skits that you all did there, like the high five parody and the idiot boxing and all that. What's some of your highlights?
Yeah, I really liked idiot boxing because I got to go to the library and find all those weird videos that nobody rents and kind of make fun of them. So that was fun. And then, yeah, just meeting all the guests. I mean, probably my favorite thing was one of the episodes we thought it'd be really funny to have a Jerry Springer's final thought, because like at the time, 99, Jerry Springer was huge when we first kicked off. And, you know, he used to at the end of his show do a final thought where he'd like explain how you should be nice to people at the end, and we thought it'd be really funny if the end of one of our episodes we had one of them. And I wrote one for Rove to do, and like the producers went, I reckon we can get Jerry Springer to do this, and so they've sent the script to Jerry Springer and he's done it on camera and sent it back. And then so at the end of one episode there's Jerry Springer doing words that I'd written because I wrote the thing for him. And so I was so excited because I was the biggest Jerry Springer fan, so that was probably my favourite moment.
So who is your favourite guest that's been on Rove?
Oh, there's so many good ones. Like I remember one time I was on with Sinead O'Connor and Jim Owen, who's another Irish comedian. That was funny. And we all said funny words together like trousers, which was a callback to a segment I had done previously. And then another time I was on with Moby and Fergie, who's the former Duchess of York. So it's just the random nature of the sorts of guests we would have on was great. Like who would have Moby and Fergie, Duchess of York, in the same room at the same time? I have to say Duchess of York in case you think it's, you know, the woman from the Black Eyed Peas, which it wasn't. She was on another week though. That'd be great to have them on together. Have a Fergie off and see who's truly the most Fergalicious.
So because Rove Live was live, did anything actually go wrong during the show?
Yeah, look, yeah, it never ran smoothly. I mean, you know, one time a comedian who, I won't mention the name of him, but he got on and he said really hideous things because it was live and he wanted to cause a controversy. And so that caused a lot of trouble for the production. So yeah, I mean, it was completely live and, you know, stuff like that slipped through the net and got out there. So it's risky, but I mean the thing about live television is it has a particular energy that you don't get with pre-recorded stuff, because everyone's like, oh my god, you know, the commercial breaks on, we got a guy in the corner counting us down, it's about to kick in, we're just going straight into lounge rooms around the country right now. And so that really lifts your performance, it makes you more energized and it makes everything feel a bit more real and a bit more vibrant.
And from my research, I found out that you were in a movie. You were a sports commentator. What was that like?
Yeah, that was good. It was called Reverse Runner. So these guys, the premise of the movie is that these guys had invented a new sport, which is running backwards, and it had become an Olympic sport. So I was a commentator, so I used to have to, in the movie, commentate on how well they were running backwards. So yeah, it was fun to be a sports commentator like that. I mean, I'd kind of grown up on, you know, The 12th Man, all that kind of cricket commentary comedy, and so when I was a teenager and I first came to Australia, that was huge. I don't know if you made it over here, but comedy commentating is something I could get on board with, so that was a fun little movie to do.
So who are some of your comedian idols?
I really like Tylor. Yeah, I do. And I like Billy Connolly is fantastic. I really like him. Ben Elton. I really like his comedy, sitcom writing. And similarly, I like John Cleese for Fawlty Towers and all the Monty Python guys. I think they're amazing. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Some of the modern stuff, I love seeing new comedians, like people doing open mic spots and stuff, because that's the real, you know, lifeblood of comedy. That's where the pulse is, and that's what is great. I mean, it's a mixed bag, but it's well worth getting down to open mics.
So is this your first time in New Zealand?
Yeah, I've been here for 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got here this time yesterday. Yeah, so I had to walk down there. I went to Shortland Street, which is the street that played Shortland Street in the TV series Shortland Street.
So how are you finding New Zealand?
It's good. I mean, I've literally only been on, is it Queen Street, this one?
Yeah.
That's all. I went up to the end and walked back again. That's all I've done. Because I woke up really late today, because I was jet lagged after traveling from a place that's only 1 hour different.
How long are you here for?
Until Sunday. Leave on Sunday. So yeah, I literally stuck to Queen Street. But, you know, we can talk about this off camera if you like. If you know any good nerdy shops where you can buy, like, you know, nerd stuff, I'd be really interested.
Well, there's a place right up there, real groovy. That's really cool.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Check it out. Is it past the lights?
Yeah, it's like literally right there. It's really cool.
There's also like a toy shop down there.
Yeah.
3 streets to the right,
Okay,
but
good.
we'll talk that off camera.
And there's
Yeah,
of
sure.
course the Sky Tower, which is literally right there.
Oh, I was wondering what that was. I thought it was a frickin' laser or something. I thought like New Zealand was a Death Star. You're gonna fire that at other planets.
But yeah, while you're in Auckland, you've got to go to the Sky Tower.
All right. How long does it take?
Not long. And you've got to jump off the bridge as well. Do the
What?
Bungee jumping,
Yeah.
not
Oh,
literally
bungee
jump.
jump.
Oh, I thought you just wanted me to jump off the bridge.
no, do a bungee jump. That'd be fun. Are you scared of heights?
No, I'm all right.
Okay.
Good. All right. And they dip in the water.
I don't know. Do you? I don't know.
Not too sure, I've never been.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Whoa, tower bridge. I won't jump off the tower and then go on the bridge. Make sure I do it the first way around.
You can actually jump off the
Can
tower.
you?
I think Rogue's jumped off the Sky Tower before.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's how it went.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that just about wraps it up. Anyway, thanks for the interview.
It's all right, bro.
Cool.
Thank you. I thought it was choice, as you say here.
Yeah.
Choice.
Choice.